Don't you hate when your brain won't shut up? You're trying to relax, trying to move on, but suddenly you're replaying that one conversation you had 3 days ago. The tone you used, the way someone looked at you, whether or not what you said was weird. And now you're spiraling, quietly, invisibly, and no one even knows it's happening. I personally lost hours of my life doing just that. And the worst part is, it doesn't even feel dramatic when it's happening. It was never about it being an intense breakdown. It's just this soft loop, a mental itch you keep scratching without even realizing it. And by the time you do realize it, it's too late because you're already too deep into it to easily climb back out. That, guys, is called rumination. And I don't think we talk about it enough. We talk about anxiety, we talk about burnout, we talk about being overwhelmed and needing a break. But rumination, this low-key, exhausting tendency to sit with our thoughts until they stretch into something they were never meant to be, we put it to the side. But it's real, it's sneaky, and it's holding us back. I used to think I was just a quote-unquote deep thinker, someone who liked to process things, but what I was actually doing was mentally self-sabotaging. I wasn't reflecting, I was ruminating. There is a difference between reflecting and ruminating, but it's not clear-cut. I thought that my fear of public speaking, for example, was because I was just overthinking it, or I was just a bad public speaker. But in reality, it was because my head was ruminating on everything that could go wrong. Good morning, guys. It's time for breakfast, and today we have a very exciting day ahead of us. Landed another partnership with a cafe. I'm just putting grapes. I have a meeting with my group, and then we're gonna go to the cafe. I put my cookie in the air fryer. The recipe's up on my Instagram. It's this sourdough cookie, and it's high in protein, super soft on the inside, and a bit of cocoa nibs. And if you guys know, I love cinnamon. My secret to any perfect yogurt bowl, a pinch of salt. Trust me, it helps. Even enhances the flavor. But that's our yogurt bowl done. Also, my outfit today is rocking. Do you guys like more chatty vlogs? Because I feel like I talk too much and then I go off on a tangent. I don't know if you guys like that. If I can have another excuse to talk, I will. Anyways, yes, let's have breakfast now. So then, what is the difference between reflection and rumination? Well, reflection helps you grow. Rumination just keeps you stuck. And I think a lot of us, especially if you're a perfectionist like me, or someone who's always trying to do better, we get those two easily confused. We think sitting with our thoughts longer somehow makes us more emotionally intelligent. But most of the time, all it's doing is trapping us in a cycle we can't break. And rumination is exhausting in a way that doesn't always look exhausting, because from the outside, you're just sitting there, maybe staring out the window, maybe scrolling, maybe journaling or thinking about how to answer that one message you've been avoiding. But on the inside, you're completely fried, because you're using all the energy to try to calm your mind, to try not to let your thoughts steer your life, because everything just feels so out of control when you're ruminating. But guys, we got the packet. I've been waiting for this for a long time now. So we got another brand collab for this company. It's called Cashew. So what we got is one of each of their products. The first one is this that's covered in salted caramel and cacao, the classic salted caramel. We have rosemary herb. I love the color of this one. And finally, spicy lemon pepper. It's like your brain is trying to solve something that can be solved. Replaying moments, revisiting conversations, reconstructing decisions that are already behind you, and pretending that somehow obsessing over them now will change the outcome. But here's the truth, guys, it won't. And the scariest part is that half the time you don't even notice it's happening. You just think you're processing it. you think if you turn it over in your head one more time, maybe you'll feel better. It never really helps, does it? It just keeps looping and looping and looping. And you start wondering why you're so mentally tired, even though you didn't do quote unquote anything that day. And being alone doesn't help because I found out throughout my 3 years of studying abroad that I ruminate a lot. And when I do, that's when I feel like my anxiety creeps up. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I'm in this limbo where, yes, I am walking, but I just feel like I'm not really there, not really present. And despite everything around me going right, I feel like a walking zombie. It's like I want to express my emotions. I want to cry. I want to scream. I just want to feel something, but I can't. And it feels like there's so many voices talking in my head, and I cannot hear any of them, and I can't understand any of them. It's like they're speaking a whole different language. And I used to think I was just being self-aware, like being able to replay everything meant I was emotionally intelligent or something. But now I see it for what it is. It's a trap. A loop that pretends to be productive but quietly steals your clarity, your energy, and your peace. And maybe I think that's the worst part, that it feels helpful somehow, that it feels good to feel like you're reflecting. It makes you feel like you're finally getting your life together. And it might even help you feel productive until it actually doesn't anymore. The thing is, it's easy to confuse rumination with reflection. They kind of look the same on the outside. Quiet moments, deep thoughts, revisiting things that mattered, but they feel completely different once you're in them. Rumination feels cloudy. Reflection gives you peace. Rumination makes you restless. One moves you forward, the other tracks you back. And sometimes it's hard to tell which one you're doing, especially when you're someone who wants to do things the right way. Because if you're a perfectionist, like me, your brain will convince you that revisiting the past is how you avoid messing up again. Your brain tells you that replaying every detail means you're learning, and that overthinking is a form of being quote unquote careful. But most of the time, it's just fear wearing a very convincing mask. I just submitted my coursework for my exam in statistics. I still had one day to submit it, but I just wanted to get it over with because I tend to overthink stuff. I mean, now it's done, I can't do anything, but still. I'm praying to whatever God is out there that I get a good score in this, because my teacher didn't help at all. The guidelines were very vague. It's like a market research proposal thing. It's done, Oksana. You can't do anything about it. We did the best we could, and that is what matters. Wish me luck, guys. I need it, really. I'm fine! If you're a perfectionist, it just makes it worse, because then it's just not obvious where rumination begins and perfectionism ends. It's not just about getting straight A's or always being put together. It might look like double texting and then replaying what you said, or hesitating to post something because you might have rewritten the caption 6 or 7 times. And I'm guilty of this. I spent a long time waiting to start a YouTube channel because I felt I was never gonna be good enough. For the longest time, I thought I just needed the perfect camera equipment, perfect mic, and know how to edit before I even started. I was hearing the advice of everyone saying that I needed to find a niche, that I needed to know what to do from the very beginning. So I spent 1,000 hours trying to find how to start, listening to all the advice, trying to find my niche, and struggling because when I looked at myself, I saw someone that loves so many things. And being so indecisive, I couldn't choose just one thing to focus on. I mean, it might also be my ADHD, but I'm just someone that has so many passions. I love trying new things. I love learning. And the idea of just choosing one thing and sticking to it kind of scared me. Special packet delivery. Was not expecting this. This is from Better Cake.
Get some help.
We have one. We're making a mess already. So I thought it was only 3. I don't know what to say. So we have 3 of the carrot cake. Then we have a chocolate fudgy cake. And then we have peanut butter one, which is with zucchini. I actually don't know which one I want to try.
A few minutes later.
I also love the packaging. Okay, got myself a spoon.
And
I'm excited for this. I like the fact that you can taste the carrot. So this is a piece of the air fry one. Definitely better air fried. Anyways, let's get editing that video. This week has been busy in a good way. Sometimes, we can't have a perfect streak or a perfect week, and that's fine because life is imperfect and that's what makes it fun. So I never started until I did, because I was tired of just letting my mind and my thoughts control what I could or couldn't do. I started with a few blogs, and then it moved on to cooking, and then a combination of two to kind of just sharing my life, because now as I was traveling, I wanted to show others the ups and downs of being alone while I try to figure my life out, because I'm still trying to figure it out. And I'm not perfect, and that's why I love sharing. I didn't know it at the time, but rumination was becoming my worst enemy. It took me out of so many ideas. It made me second guess so many things that turned out to be so exciting. 2 examples of that are YouTube and studying abroad. Those are 2 of the scary things I've done, putting myself out there. And the thing is, it was scary, and it still is, because I care too much. I don't want to mess up. I love being there for you guys, sharing my stories, my experience. But at the same time, it's also very hard for me to open up. I want to share more of my life with you guys. But it's hard when there's still people out there that judge me based on the little things they know about me and the little things I do share. And it makes it even scarier to share more. And despite it being hard, I don't regret starting my YouTube channel. Because even if it's only 2 of you guys I help, even if it only reaches 3 people, if I can make a small difference in your day, then I've done what I came here to do. I'm not trying to be a perfect blogger. I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. What I'm trying to do here is show you how I'm trying to become more of myself. I lost too many years of my teens trying to be someone I was not, and I lost myself. So I'm trying to find myself again. At some point, we have to realize that thinking about something over and over doesn't actually make it better. It doesn't undo it or fix it or give it more clarity. It just wears you down. And that has been a turning point for me, when I finally started to let go of all the thoughts that were clouding my mind and starting to choose what I actually wanted to do. Despite the judgment, despite the fear, despite the uncontrollable things that could happen, I choose to be me every day if I can, over pretending to be someone I will never be. And I used to think the answer was to stop overthinking, but it doesn't work either. Because, all of our brains need something to do. They need direction, and if you don't give it something gentle to focus on, it'll default to the loudest, most familiar noise, which for all of us is worry. So instead, I try to catch myself before spiraling, and I don't try to force peace. I just shift, even slightly. What helps me is just having a brain dump, just writing out whatever comes to my mind to clear it out. Other times, I get up and move. I stretch. I go outside. And then the thoughts do quiet down. And it was not because I figured it out, but because I didn't fit into them. And I want you to remind yourself that you're not weak for overthinking. You're just human. And being human means learning to carry things that don't always have a clear ending. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to feel 100% ready or totally healed. You just need to let this moment be what it is, a moment, not a definition of who you are. You don't have to think your way into peace. You don't have to analyze your way into worth. And you don't have to fix everything in your head before you start living. You're allowed to move. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to let go of a thought even if it doesn't feel finished. And maybe, just maybe, you're doing better than you think. So what's holding you back from being you today?